Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Senior Living Today. We got another great show for you this evening. It's quick. We're going to start with a couple little projects that we've been working on the last couple of weeks, bring you back in tune with it, and then we got a great guest for the second part of the show. So let's just jump into it. Let's not waste any time. Cheryl, who are our sponsors for this show tonight?
This evening, our sponsors, and if we would not be here if it was not for them, we've got First Class Real Estate, Triangle East, Brett Hill's a managing broker. They're located in the Mills Complex.
Absolutely.
Knowledgeable people in the real estate market here in this area. Wires Inc., Brian West is the owner. They're located out on Sunset Avenue, just over I-95 on the right-hand side of the road out there. As I tell you every week, these folks are wonderful. If you got an $80,000 pickup truck like Brian has, or an $800 pickup truck like I've got, still needs a good bed liner in it, and they're the ones to do it for you.
I'd call them.
Yeah, I would, absolutely. And of course, Patrick Ignacio owns the Ward Specialty Pharmacy. And I'll tell you this every time I talk about him, go see him when you get into the donut hole with your prescription drug plans. There's ways he can probably save you some money depending on the prescriptions that you're taking. So be sure and patronize him. He's located in a little strip shopping center right across the street from the Harris Teeter out on Sunset Avenue.
Sure, great job. And folks, do shop local, very important.
Amen.
Even with statewide. It's better than, as I've picked so many times, saying, well, we see a quarterback on TV and we're going to call him about a Medicare Advantage. Pick up the phone and call somebody that's knowledgeable and local, like Mr. Braswell and his team over at Statewide. Tonight, let's jump right into it. We're already after 6. Here's where we're going with this tonight, folks. You remember the last couple of weeks we had, does MSA mean anything? Cheryl, that's a
Medicare Savings Account.
A Medicare Savings Account. Now, folks, we know that's the one where Uncle Sam Medicare will put $2,000 into your account. We've encouraged everyone to call. Cheryl, last count, the numbers that I had today, 21 have picked up the phone and set appointments up. Folks, I can't thank you enough for Mr. Braswell, the team at Statewide. You're doing it. But it's so much easier when you're able to do what? Ask the question, get a proper answer. So let's jump into the PDP, Prescription Drug Plan. We had so many call. In fact, Cheryl will tell a little story that I even debated about even bringing it to you for all of our seniors here on Living Today. One, she was in the office and started having tearing. She started crying. Mr. Bright, I have a question. Do I pay my rent? Do I buy my food? Or do I pay for my medication? Now, folks, being in that situation, it's hard. It's difficult. But many of our seniors, many of our people, many people that you know deal with that on a monthly basis. Cheryl went to work with this, and I'm going to turn it over to him very shortly here, but keep in mind when you have a medication, you do have options. You do have a situation to where you can rectify this. Not everything is inexpensive. Not everything is free. There's a lot out there in our government that wants you to believe that, but it's not. So I went to Cheryl and I said, what can we do? Now, Cheryl's going to tell you a little bit about certain medications. The 3 medications this young lady asked me about, I asked Mr. Braswell if he could bring them up to you and give you the prices and cost of what this would be if you were an actual client. Cheryl, I'm going to turn it over to you and these couple of companies, invite the people to come, but take it away, sir.
Okay. What I want to talk about for just a few minutes are companies that are called prescription assistance plans. And this is a little bit different animal, and it's not going to help everybody, but those that it can help is a huge benefit. The individual that Mr. Wright was talking about, you will recognize these medications. This person takes Eliquis, Januvia, and Traceba.
Now, what was that first one, Cheryl? Because I've heard that before.
Eliquis.
Eliquis. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
And these are medications. Some of them are about. What am I thinking of? Not.
How about cost factor for these things?
In Nash County, because your prescription drug plan is based on where you live.
True.
But in Nash County, depending on the pharmacy you go to, and this is what's crazy about this business, those Eliquis can cost you anywhere from $40 a month to $1,800 a month.
Wait a minute, let me understand. Same medication, same GQ Public, our seniors
Yep.
can go to a certain druggist, and I'll make this short. I tend to get long-winded like I've been told, but you go to a certain druggist, it's $40.
Yep.
The person sitting to your right goes to another one, and it can be as much as
$1,800.
$1,800. There's a difference there.
Yeah.
And that's why Cheryl's going to talk to you.
And here's how you get caught in this situation. Let's say you're turning 65 now, and it happens to be, we're in August.
August going in September tomorrow.
Yeah, September tomorrow. You get your prescription drug plan, and you can also, every year between October the 15th and December the 7th, you can make changes to your drug plan that will go into effect on January the 1st.
Cheryl, that's what you have explained many times. Folks, that's called the AEP, the Annual Enrollment Period, and real quickly, it happens one time a year.
Yeah. So this person gets their prescription start on September the 1st, and they happen to be the three that we were talking about, and they happen to be going to a pharmacy where their plan is going to cost them $1,800 a month for that particular prescription. They can ask for an exception, which is a form they would file with their doctor to help get that prescription lowered, and that may or may not happen for you. But these plans, these prescription assistance programs, if you call our office, we can give you the contact information and tell you kind of what you need to be ready to do when to contact these companies to see if you would qualify for that particular program.
The nice thing about calling Cheryl, as he just said, and he'll give you that telephone number in just a minute, is you're working with somebody local. Cheryl, you've been doing this 25, 30 years.
Yep.
He almost does it in his sleep. You can ask his wife, and I'm sure she'll vouch for us. My point being, talk to somebody that knows the problems that you're experiencing, someone that deals with this every day. You're talking about your medication. Cheryl, this is something that is ongoing.
Right.
We'd love to say that our seniors one day will just stop taking our medications, and when we're called home, we will.
Yep.
But until that point, we've got to figure out a way to get our medication for least amount of input being finances, to be able to acquire that medication to keep our unit, our body as healthy as possible. And that's on a daily and a monthly basis. So do what Cheryl has asked. Give him a call. Cheryl, what's that number?
252-316-8166 is our main office number.
And remember, this, I guess, how do I simplify it? This is not a drug plan.
Right.
This is an assistant plan.
Right.
Cheryl, while we have a couple of minutes left before we bring on our guest here this evening, what is that one that you keep in your wallet?
I have a Good RX card.
Is that what it's called?
Good RX.
Good RX card.
Yeah.
Now, what does that do for our seniors?
When I go into the pharmacy and, I have a prescription drug plan, I'm over the age of 65, and I always will ask the pharmacist, hey, I do have my Good RX card, do I get any extra benefit out of that today? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I'll take it, anytime I can get extra assistance.
Now, is that in relationship with, because you all have one, folks,
Right.
you know this, your PDP,
Yes.
prescription drug plan.
Yes.
So you show your prescription drug plan card and then go in your wallet and lay this down as well?
Yep. Yep.
And that's how
I
it
put
works for
both
them too?
Yep.
Well, then, I got to be the devil's advocate. How does it come off of the price? Does it just come up on the monitor, or?
Yes, they'll tell you if there's another discount that can be taken advantage of at that time, they can go ahead and apply that.
So folks, it is something that we must look at to chisel these prices down. That's why we wanted to take a couple of minutes in the beginning of this show. Now, I'm kind of taking you back a couple of weeks. We had guests on about your Medicare savings account. Cheryl, your Medicare Advantage.
Right.
We talked about prescription drug plans. We talked about the annual enrollment period, as Cheryl graciously said, October 15th to December 7th. It's right around the corner. In fact, folks, I'm going to ask you, where has this year gone? I mean, 2021 it's going to be 2022. Everybody has been I guess what's leading into this next guest we have, everybody's been shut in. We need to get out. And that's what we're so blessed to have here. In just a couple of minutes, we're going to take a break, and we're going to change the set around, invite her to come on, and tell you a little something about getting out of your house. There are things that you can do safely, things that you want to do. Whether a simple stroll around the park, Cheryl, walking the dog, taking a cruise. But we're going to leave that for Laura as she comes on board with us. But in closing, the last minute or so, Cheryl, before we break, is there anything else you want to add as far as prescription drug coverage, dental or vision or hearing, anything you want to kind of button this up before we go to break?
Yeah, just 2 quick points. The prescription assistance plans, the individual that we had in the office, they were able to get those 3 medications we were talking about, which were going to be, over $2,000 a month for them to pay for their particular plan. They were able to get these for $80 a month is their whole cost for that.
So, Cheryl, you know me. Say that again, please.
Yeah.
Let them know.
80 $10 bills. I'm sorry, 8 $10 bills.
$80. So there are ways around it.
Yeah.
But if you don't pick up the phone, a lot of people, Cheryl, would you agree, a lot of people become complacent.
Yes.
And I'm happy with what I have. I don't want to change. And really, Cheryl, I don't want to bother anybody. Can I step on your toes and say, please bother this man? Give him a call. Let him answer those questions. Because if you don't, it's a possibility we're spending money that's not necessary.
Exactly.
At a cost that we do not need to pay. Folks, Senior Living Today will be right back after this short commercial break. Great second half. Run to the kitchen, glass of milk, Pepsi, Coke, whatever it may be, another sandwich. Come on back. We got a great second half. We look forward to seeing you. Stay tuned.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Hi, Cheryl Braswell with Statewide Insurers Group. Are you turning 65 and do you have questions about your Medicare options? Let Statewide Insurers Group help you choose the insurance plan that best suits your needs now. We at Statewide Insurers Group are all things Medicare. We're here and can help you through this challenging time, by phone, by email, or if you prefer, come by the office. We're following all protocols during this difficult time. Folks, relationships matter. You and your family have important questions. We have the correct answers. You do not want to put this off. Act today. Give us a call at Statewide Insurers Group. Our number is 252-316-8166.
And welcome back to Senior Living Today. I told you the set would change a bit and we'd have some exciting little guests here with us, and I'm going to let Cheryl do the introduction. But keep in mind, this whole second segment is designed around fun for the seniors. Get out of that house. Get outside. We're going to be in cooler weather. Gosh, I mean, even baseball. Cheryl was even telling me recently they're going to do fireworks at, what's that?
5 County Stadium, Mudcats game this Friday night. It's going to be a high of 80 degrees on Friday, so I think it's going to be a pretty nice day.
Terrific.
Yeah.
But folks, we want to get you out. We're going to start this last segment. Cheryl, if you will introduce who we have.
Yes, this evening we are very fortunate to have with us Lori Cruikshank, who is the Coffee Mug Travel, is the name of your local travel agency, which is part of the Dream Vacation franchise?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is. It is.
And you've been here how long?
We've owned the franchise for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years. I've actually been a travel agent for 7 years. But we were in Central Florida, and then
Okay.
we ended up moving back, and that's when I decided to buy my franchise. And it's a great, great company. Dream Vacations is a great, great franchise to own. And I enjoy selling fun.
Right.
I enjoy helping people plan fun. Because I don't know anything better than travel, that when you come back, you bring those memories back, and it kind of pays for itself over and over and over again. Whether you're looking at pictures or whether you're talking about the fun you had. I just think travel is the fun world.
And I've got to give you a really, I think, a good plug in that I'm a member of a business group that Lori and I see each other at least a couple times a month, and she talks about some of the trips she's set up and things like this, and you've done pretty well with these folks, haven't you?
Oh, I have. And even with everything we've been dealing with the last 12 months, okay, travel is still there, and you can still travel safely. People have been able to the whole entire time. Okay, there may be more restrictions or maybe things you have to do. We just got back off the Carnival Mardi Gras. We've been back a couple of weeks now. And when we first were able to book, because we're vaccinated, we were going to be able to board the ship, no mask, no other requirements. But of course, during the next week, it changed. And then we had to get a COVID test. And we were in Central Florida, and let me tell you, okay, as many people as there is vacationing in Florida this time of the year, and as many people had a COVID test, I jumped through some hurdles to find out what to do, but now I know, even in Central Florida, what you can do to get a COVID test. But we had a COVID test, and we had to have that negative with our vaccine card. Plus, we also had to wear masks. Mask through the terminal, mask when we boarded. And there were a lot of other times we had to wear masks, elevators, into dining. But I kept thinking it's going to be miserable with that mask on, as hot as it's going to be in the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't bad. It was not bad at all. I mean, we didn't have to wear it in no ways as much as I thought. And there were a lot, I can tell you, a whole lot of seniors on that cruise ship. And they were all like so ready to be back. And so thankful they were on it. And a lot of them were doing what we call back-to-back cruises. So they were not getting off when we got off in 7 days. Some of them were staying on 14 or 21 days.
Wow.
Because they had missed cruising so much, and they were so ready to cruise, they were like, we're going to be here for a while.
Like, quick question. When you're talking about cruising, and I know there's other avenues that you set up, parties, trips, and what, Cheryl, is there something, I guess what I'm trying to ask for the audience, Laurie, price range, high and low to where someone could do this. You don't have to be perfect, but it gives our audience a ballpark of looking to our spouse. Honey, I could possibly, we might need to call Miss Laurie and find out.
It depends on what you're looking to do,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
pretty much any budget, okay? You can start out with a couple $100. We can take a look at what you can do for that. On up to, thousands of dollars, just depending on what your budget is. And that's why I meet my clients. I try to talk with them in coffee shops so that I can say, like, what is your budget? Because everybody has a budget today, okay? And whatever your budget is, we can fit your budget. There are all kinds of suggestions, all kinds of things you can do. There are all kinds of places you can go locally, like Williamsburg, down to Charleston, Savannah, okay? Out to Asheville, depending on if you've been to see the Biltmore or not. There are all kinds of places within your budget we can go. Another great destination is go up to Boston. We were up there not too many months ago, and we went to Salem, and we did a lot of things up in the Boston area. So, there are all kinds of things you can do. It just depends on what your budget is, and we can talk about where you want to go.
Laurie, do you have I guess what I'm trying to say, Cheryl, travel-wise, you cover all gambits from airplane to boat to car to bus.
I do. I can book it all. I can book anything you want
That's
to do.
what I want you to just,
Yeah, I can book anything you want to do. If you want to travel to Europe, I'm your girl. If you want to go on a cruise, definitely call me. But if you want to go stay in the Holiday Inn Express in Daytona Beach, Florida, I'm also your girl, okay? I can see it. I've actually been down that way, okay? If you want to go to Seattle, Washington, I can tell you some things about Seattle. Me and my husband used to drive a truck, and we were in Seattle quite a bit, in Portland, Oregon, and I can tell you all kinds of things out there to do. So I'm pretty much your girl anywhere you're going, and if I don't know, I will research, and the next time you talk with me, I'm going to know everything there is to know about.
what a great answer.
What's been your your most favorite trip that you and your husband have been on?
My most favorite would have to be in the Mediterranean cruise we did in October 2019. And I'm so thankful we went. It was 12 nights, 11 ports.
Wow.
And, the next March, when we all had to do a lot of time at home, it was nice to be able to remember being in Santorini, Greece, being in Mykonos. That was a fantastic trip.
So what we would tell our seniors, and I know time is flying, we only have a few minutes left, but I'm going to come back to you, Laurie, Cheryl, but think about sitting at home. We've all been here. Laurie, Cheryl, COVID. We've been stuck inside. Yep. You heard what Laurie said about masks and so forth. But we can't hide. And there's folks just like Laurie for our seniors. She just told you, the largest population, seniors that were on this cruise. Now, no one here, Laurie or Cheryl, myself, is saying a cruise, if that's not in your budget. What we're advocating as seniors is get out of the house.
Yes.
If it's just walk around the, block, go to the park, have a sandwich, have a soda. But if something that you can do is pick up that phone, and the nice thing I've learned right here tonight, talking to Laurie and Cheryl. Laurie, you're local, aren't you?
I am local. I'll talk with you on the phone. If you want to do virtual, I'll do virtual. I would much prefer to meet in coffee shops because I'm that people person. I like to talk with people face to face because I feel like I find out so much more when you meet face to face and you watch the way people react to different things you're saying. But whatever they're comfortable with. If they're not comfortable meeting in person, we'll talk on the phone. If they're comfortable, we're definitely going to meet for coffee, and I'm going to buy you coffee. And we're going to check out one of these local coffee shops like Nab's downtown or Books and Beans out in the Mills, the one up in Nashville, Corner Coffee Cafe. We're going to be somewhere like that, and we're going to have a really relaxed environment. We're going to talk. But the thing is, whether you want to go on a cruise or you want to go to Europe or you want to go to the mountains or just the beach, I am the one to call because I can help you. There are all kinds of travel discounts available for seniors too. The seniors don't even realize that are out there.
You just took my next question.
That make
discount.
That make senior travel so much easier and better to do. Okay.
Go ahead. No,
and there's also a lot of retired military. There's also a lot of retired military, a lot of veterans, and the military gets a lot of discounts with all types of travel. Plus the fact that in the company I'm associated with, we have a lot of specials that go out every month. A lot of things they're adding on, a lot of things we can do. So when you put all these discounts together, a lot of times it's a huge savings for people.
Okay.
And seniors definitely can travel.
Now, when you were on the cruise that y'all just got back from, what types of things did you see them doing that you felt like reassured you that you were, your safety was being taken care of and you were not worried about?
Well, the first thing is that everywhere, even before COVID, when you got on a cruise ship, you saw those sanitizing machines everywhere, okay? You also saw places to wash your hands, but I believe there's like twice as many places now to wash your hands and to sanitize, okay? The other thing is that, I was really so amazed and impressed that we were in a resort in Orlando for a week before we boarded the Mardi Gras. And of course, we checked in and they said we will not be cleaning your room. Okay, you have to be responsible for doing your own room. Put your trash outside the door. If you need any bags, you need any clean towels, we'll bring them to you. But the thing was, they were not coming in our room. Right. Board that cruise ship, our steward came to the cabin that first day. He said, "We are still cleaning your cabin, but only one time a day. When would you like it? Morning or night?" Okay. So they came in every day and cleaned. Okay. So that made me feel really good because I know they're cleaning every day. Okay. Now. Yes. You could walk around the ship and see these guys and girls cleaning constantly, wiping off railings, wiping off buttons in elevators, wiping down areas where people were traveling, okay? They were constantly cleaning the restrooms. I was so impressed by how much they were cleaning. Okay. And everybody was very relaxed. I mean, you could tell everybody was very relaxed, whether you were in an environment where you had to wear a mask or whether you're not. So to see people just being normal, see seniors sitting around playing cards or playing trivia, bingo. Bingo is really big on a cruise ship. To see the seniors in playing bingo and the ones that won $1,000 or $5,000. So it was like normal, and that's about the best word I can say. Cruising was normal again. It was fun. Everybody's out at the pool. You see a lot of seniors up on the Serenity deck, sitting out in the sun. Right. And I mean, you could tell they were very relaxed and very comfortable.
So getting back to normal, or the normality of what we're trying to do in life.
Getting back to normal, okay? And even like in the dining room, of course, all the staff no matter where you were, wore masks the entire time. None of that crew, you saw them without a mask on. But in the dining room, it was just amazing to be back in that environment. Somebody's waiting on you, when they know what you want to drink when you come back in if you've sat at their table before. Those are the kind of normal things I enjoy. I'm spoiled on the cruise. I like going in and he knows my name and what I'm drinking.
Right.
And I can come in and he says Pepsi Zero. I'm like, yes, okay. So I mean, that's my kind of cruising. But it was just, I noticed how relaxed all the seniors. I didn't see one that I thought was just miserable on that cruise ship.
So would you encourage the seniors? We have a couple of minutes left. Give them that warm fuzzy that you're so good at doing, of coming out of the house, giving you a call, and letting them know safety is, of course, the most important, but how you handle it.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that, no matter what in life, we have rules and regulations we have to follow, okay? So this is just one more step sometimes, okay? Maybe it means wearing a mask into a restaurant, and when you sit down, you can take it off. Maybe it means if you're in a theater full of people that you will have to wear a mask the entire time. But you know what? You can still enjoy what you're seeing in that theater. You can still enjoy it. I think that sometimes we cut short thinking that, we don't want to do that. But the thing is that there is so much travel out there we can enjoy. So many things we can enjoy doing. And like I said, I saw it firsthand with those singers on board the Carnival Mardi Gras. And the ones that were staying on another week or another two are the ones that were like, I wish we were going to be here another week.
Wow.
Those people were having a good time. And I just think we have to allow ourselves to get back out.
Yes.
Have fun. Enjoy it again, okay? Do what you feel comfortable doing.
Yes.
Maybe you don't feel comfortable going to the beach and staying in a beach house with your family, but you can do that, You can have that rental house at the beach or in the mountains.
Yep, the thing we've all got to realize is God did not create us to sit in a room by ourselves all day long.
Amen. Amen.
He made us to be people. And we need to be around each other every opportunity we can. So when people like Lori can help you design a trip that you're going to be safe on, as you possibly can be, we need to take advantage of that. Lori, thank you for being here this evening, dear.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having me. And just know that I keep updated with all the new rules and regulations. They can change sometimes every day. They can change sometimes every week. But I know exactly what's going on. I can say, here's what you've got to do now. Here's what you've not got to do.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that you know who to call that knows what's going on in the travel world.
And how do they get in touch with you?
They can call me at 252-379-1581 or www.coffeemugtravel.com.
All right.
I like it. Now, we're not through yet. We got a couple of seconds here left. Laura, you did a great job, by the way. Mr. Braswell, if you'll look at that camera and tell them, how do they get in touch with Statewide and the folks over at Statewide Insurers Group?
You can call us on the phone, which is 252-316-8166. We have an office that's located at 880 Country Club Road at the corner of Country Club and Hunter Hill Road here in Rocky Mount. So call us, we'll set you up an appointment, and we clean that office every day.
Yes, we do.
And as the ladies that work in the front of the office say, this place smells like Clorox when I come in here in the morning.
It
I said,
does.
well, that's what the owner does at 7 o'clock every morning, is clean that place up.
Folks, the main thing about senior living today, and I'm going to kind of put a button on this because we've got two beautiful people to my left and right. They are local. They aim to please. They answer your questions. They can bring you fun. They can bring you help. But if you don't get out and call Laurie or get up and call Cheryl at these two great companies local, and let's not worry so much about the signs that are at the driveways, at the banks and what have you, calling Maryland, calling DC, calling Florida about your Medicare. You want to deal with somebody local to where you can have the right answer. And on the travel end of it, you want to deal with somebody like Laurie, one that has the answers to your questions, where you want to go, when you want to arrive, and when you want to come back safely. For Senior Living Today, myself, Cheryl, and Laurie, we bless all of you. Have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for tuning in. Have a blessed evening.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.